CrossRoads. That's the something like what Eric Clapton did. In fact, I took a lot of what I just did directly from what he did. Anyway, this song is a standard for guitar. A lot of rock and rollers, a lot of blues players do it. In fact, everybody has done it. So we're going to go over how to play the way that Eric Clapton played CrossRoads. So let's start off with this. First of all, you need to know the progression. It's going to be 1-4-5 with an A. Get that back up. A, D, goes quickly to D and back to A for another measure. Goes back to D for 2 measures because it's a 12-bar blues. Back to A for 2 measures. And then we go to E, jumps to D, and back to A. Turn around on E. And that's the 12-bar blues. It's regular 12-bar blues is 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A, and 2 bars of E. That's if you're in the key of A. We can add any chords we want in between that and still keep it a 12-bar blues, as you hopefully will see illustrated. All we did was add those chords in between. It's still a 12-bar blues. Now, what he does is he comes in with this first lick, and you should see it now. It's, and what we do is we play the open 5th string, we play the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, we play the open 3rd string and come back to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open 3rd string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open 3rd string. We grab the 5th string, bend it, and then we do the same thing again. Open 5, 2, open 2, O2, O on the 3rd string to the bent 5th. Now, we've done that lick. Let's do it one more time. Now this time, he hits the 2nd fret on the 3rd and 2nd string. So we use 2 fingers, or I like to use 2 fingers there. Grab them both. 2nd fret on the 3rd string with the 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the 2nd string with the 3rd finger. It could be your choice. I happen to like those 2. Then we go open and back to 2, then back open, 2, open. Again on both strings, still grab the 5th string, open. Do that lick again. Bend the 3rd string, but this time instead of going back to open, we go to a D7 chord. You should see an illustration of it. With the 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. Now, you can use your pick to go back and forth, or you can use your fingers. And we do that again. So it's 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3. That's the way I interpret what he did. I actually didn't even go back and really check. I just remember it that way. You hear it differently, do it your own way. Or with the fingers. It's pretty cool if you ask me. Then we're back to the first lick. You can either go with 1 string or with 2 on the top. Bend. Now we go to the 5ths, rock 5ths if you will, for the E chord. With the 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, we hit the open 6 and the 5th string 2nd fret to the 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the 5th string, still open, to the 4th finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, back to the 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string, all of this with the open 6. And if you want to, you can hit the open 6 in between. Don't have to, it's up to you. Then there's the lick where we slide the 3rd finger up to the 7th fret on the 5th string. We're going to put our 1st finger on the 4th string 5th fret, hammer on the 3rd finger onto the 7th fret, grab the 1st finger onto the 3rd string 5th fret, and bend that note. Not too far, just bluesy. Back to the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. Now you can come in by barring or by coming in with your pinky on the 7th fret of the 3rd string and pull off to the 5th fret using the 1st finger, back to the 3rd finger on the 4th string 7th fret. Again, I'm going to bend the 3rd string with my 1st finger on the 5th string, on the 5th fret. 1st finger on the 3rd string, 5th fret, back to the 3rd finger on the 7th fret. Now, it's kind of cool here. If you look at a little A chord on the first 3 strings or on the 4th string, or even if you bar the whole thing, you can see where he comes up with this lick. He goes with his 1st finger to like an A minor, barring all 3 strings. He'll hammer on the 2nd finger onto the 6th fret of the 3rd string. He picks straight across onto the 2nd and then the 1st string. See how I barred? Or you can do it more and then bar now to the 2nd and 1st. Grab the 8th fret with the pinky on the 2nd string. Pull it off to the 1st finger at the 5th fret on the 2nd string. Then we go back to the 1st finger barring on the 3rd string, and then hammer on the 2nd finger to make it major again, like that little major chord. Now we go to the 3rd finger on the 4th string, 7th fret, pull it off to the 1st finger on the 5th fret. 3rd finger picks up on the 5th string on the 7th fret. Got that lick? And then we go back to that first part. Now we're going to hit like sort of a Johnny B. Good type idea. I guess it all is, really. And goes to the 1st finger barring the 3rd and 2nd string on the 5th fret. But I'm going to hammer it on twice, like that, to the 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 6th fret. Twice. 3rd finger or 4th finger. I like the 4th finger there on the 4th string at the 7th fret. So my 3rd finger can come in on the 5th string, 7th fret. Got that? What do you think? So it's a... Got it? Okay. Then you just solo around. We're going to use the A minor pentatonic scales. Primarily those in this one. Most of my soloing coming up on that, what I just did, because I felt like it was in this zone. And you'll see this scale, which is the 4 on the 5, or the 4-5 minor pentatonic, and the 1 on the 4 minor pentatonic, and the 1 on the 6 minor pentatonic. And on the 1-6, you can use that. At one point, I think I used a diminished passage. But, you know, you can just have some fun on your own. It's a lot of fun. You can also add the Dorian with a lot of bending. And that's pretty much the whole thing. So we've got... And that's pretty much it. Then you solo and sing it out and have some fun. This is Michael Chodosh with Chodosh Guitar. That's pretty much the basics to CrossRoads right there. I hope you'll let me know if you like this, or if you have some problem with it. Give me some feedback. And that's about it. So it's Chodosh Guitar in Denver, 303-424-5000. You can contact me, Michael, at chodoshguitar.com. And I hope you're really enjoying learning guitar. Stay with it, practice a lot. If this is something you already know, go over it anyway. It's always fun. Add it to your act. And if it's not, add it. You need to know this one. Thanks.